A goat took the blame. Hands pressed, sins confessed, they sent it away. Out the city gates, burdened by what wasn't its own. But what happens when that goat got a rhythm and the world calls it song crime?
Yeah.
This one's for the scapegoat.
They laid hands on us, made us carry their wrongs, wrote their laws in blood, we wrote freedom in song. Scapegoat, Leviticus, yet a ritual repeats. From temple to courthouse, aim to seat in the streets. We the mirror, they break when truth gets too loud. Built the nation's backbone, they erased us from the crowd. They brought the mob and crazy crime hid in the suits, but blame the proof gets too loud. Built the nation's backbone, they erased us from the crowd. They brought the mob and crazy crime hid in the suits, but blame the block for the fruit. On roofs, they profit off sin and wash hands clean. While we get the cuffs and the guillotine dream, still see murder fine.
We on the freedom beam, let the light redeem. They can lay it all on me, I still believe. Rise, child, rise, child, rise. They can't bury the dream, cause the soul still gleams. We the scapegoats, turn saints, now we lead the scene.
About to get started here, y'all.
They televised the guilt, edited the pain, made our struggle look like the face of the stain. While the mind got control, prohibition made gangsters rich overnight. But somehow we the villains in the white man's sight. Cameras roll, the blame repeats. A scapegoat symphony, the media sweet. But truth don't die, it just changes name. From Negro to hero, from victim to flame. Our voice is thunder, they tremble at sound. You can exile a goat, but the soul come round. The scapegoat walked through the desert.
Can you fix that
And
mic
out
for
of
me?
the dust came rhythm. A million sons, a million. The scapegoat walked through the desert.
Can you fix that
And
mic
out
for
of
me?
the dust came rhythm. A million sons, a million.
Be brighter.
Let it shine, let it shine. Oh, we on that freedom.
From cotton to Compton, the rhythm don't fade. Every chain they built, we turn the parade. Neo soul of the nation, gospel in the grind. We sanctify struggle, make the pain divine.
Y'all coming to get the lights up? We about to get started.
We the prophets with bars, every line a note. We breaking the curse, they pretend ain't there, still rise in the face of polluted air. We the sermon in the cipher, the light in the drum. Freedom ain't coming, it already come. This ain't revenge, it's revelation and rhyme. The scapegoat lives, eternal this time.
We on a freedom beam, like redeem. On me, I still believe, still believe, still believe. I shall rise. They can't bury the dream, cause the soul still gleams. We the scapegoats, turn saints, now we lead the scene.
Hope you can fix that. There you go, right there, right there. This is right there.
You can't exile it, you can't be the truth. Every scapegoat you sent away came back saying.
I'm trying to fix the lighting, y'all. We're gonna get the lighting, y'all. We're gonna get to What's going on? We're about to get started here, man. Y'all forgive me that I haven't been going live on the regular. I'm supposed to go live on Monday, but man, it's busy out here on these streets. That's all I can tell y'all, man. It's busy out here. I'm working. I'm preparing a lot. I'll have some news for you guys probably next week or the week after next. If y'all understand what's going on, we're getting our FBA coin together. We just started selling some of our NFTs. We got people buying them up, and we're gonna do some phenomenal things after we see that LP. So just bear with me, man. I just got long day for me, man. Just walking people through on how to purchase the cryptocurrency and how to purchase the NFT. You know, they got all this KYC and everything like that. It's just, man, you know how our people get. Social security number, what you need that for? You know, all that stuff. So just walking the family through the ropes. You know, if you've ever messed with a broker dealer, you ever bought a stock or mutual fund or any type of investment, you know that, you know, these are things that we got to get comfortable with. You know, it's just what it is. You know, so just walking our people down those steps. But we about to get started, family. We about to really get into it. If y'all watched the previous to it, if y'all watched the previous episode we left off just right on the tail of the late 1800s, and we're getting into the 1900s now. So we talked about the Irish, we talked about the Germans, we talked about the Polish. You know, there was a mixture of YT immigrants flooding the zone in the early 1800s. Family, think about this. Even 1830, family. In 1830, black people, black Americans, foundational black Americans, were still enslaved. I want you to understand that, family. I really want you to understand that. I want you to overstand and understand that we didn't start, when did we become the face of gangs? Gangs started before us, family. Gangs started before us, family. I want you to understand that. All this tyranny, all this violence that happened in the early 1830s, that now act like it was just, growing pains for America. We were still in the family. We were still in the tyranny of black crime on black Americans. That's just wrong. And that's why we're talking of black crime on black Americans. That's just wrong. And that's why we're talking about this episode 3. Episode 3 going to be another long episode, just like episode 2. So I'm gonna have to break it down. I'm gonna have to break it down for the family. And I want you to understand when crime became corporate. When crime became corporate, I'm not bringing up anybody right now. We're gonna talk. You gotta wait a little bit, brother. I gotta get through this. I don't want to be. I'll bring people up. I'm not gonna be too long. I'm gonna bring people up, but you just gotta wait. I gotta get through this, man. We're doing a series here, and I want you to understand that the 1830s was them. It displayed the 1830s through about the 1890s. It showed how the gangs became police officers, firemen, political figures. Tammany Hall. Think about that. Politicians had thugs and gangsters that was working on. See, family, it gets deep. I'm just gonna say it like that. It gets deep. Let's just go ahead and get started. Listen, they say America loves rags to riches story, family. But only when it's their rags and our blood. Tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain on the truth. America's never been brave enough to confess. Let's just be honest. We're going to talk about the real architects of organized crime and how the real architects of organized crime weren't the ones in our neighborhoods. You understand what I'm saying? They were the ones that came here by ship. Now remember, my president is saying, listen, immigration brings crime, family. I want you, and I'm here to prove it. I'm not here to act like all immigrants are criminals. All immigrants are bad, but immigration has done a lot more, have been are criminals. All immigrants are bad, but immigration has done a lot more, has been more bad than it has been. Immigration is terrible for us. Let's just keep it up. Immigration is terrible for us. Immigration never benefited foundational Black Americans, not even one time. It only hurt us. It only made us the scapegoat for others to drop off their crime and their degeneracy in our neighborhoods. So, excuse me, I gotta drink something. The real architects of organized crime weren't the ones in our neighborhood. They were the ones who came here by ship. Built empires in their basement, and laundered their violence through the American dream. That's pretty much what happened. Back in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, a new kind of immigrant arrived, not starving in the streets like those in the 5 Points, okay, but carrying the codes, oaths, and methods of underground power. They didn't just come to survive, family. They came to own the streets, and eventually the politicians that ran them, okay? They came to own this new wave of immigrant. They came with a very clever, very organized, and they brought power with them, family. I want you to understand that. Again, family, even after slavery, family, even after slavery, we were working, trying to take care of our family. We were not involved in gangs, family. Organized crime happened while we were in slavery, and crime continued far after we were enslaved. And we had nothing to do with this, especially with this new wave of crime that was coming off the ship. Okay? They called it the Black Hand. Letters written in blood, red ink, demanding payment, or else your business burned, your family disappeared, your name vanished from the ledgers of life. They called this Black Hand. They came with oaths. They came with blood rituals. They came with sacrifice. They brought destruction with them. They came with the very gates of hell, family. They came with the very gates of hell. And again, foundational Black Americans, innocent is charged. Innocent. But again, we get blamed for all the crime. They called it the Black Hand, family. That's what they called it. It started in Italian enclaves of New Orleans, Chicago, and New York, but it was spread like wildfire until extortion turned into enterprise. Bootlegging became big business, and gangsters became America's new royalty. But here's where the lies begin. While immigrant crime was quietly organized into institutions, Black survival, our hustle, was labeled criminal before we even touched the dollar. Think about that, family. Before we even touched the dollar, we were fighting just to live in the same cities where mobsters were becoming millionaires. They had crime families. We had families criminalized. Think about that. They had crime families, but we had families that were criminalized. And this was our country. The immigrants brought all this over here, family. We had nothing to do with it. It's matter of fact, it's funny, it's disrespectful, and it's shameful that we were even labeled. That we even became the face of crime, family. It's crazy. It's crazy. We were fighting that we even became the face of crime, family. It's crazy. It's crazy. We were fighting just, and we just came in and took them over and started living like kings on our block, pushing us further and further and further and further and further into the inner cities, family. They began pushed to one side of the city, family. East side, west side, north. They pushed up. They had cool names. Lucky Luciano, Al Capone. The crime syndicates, the crime families. They built syndicates with bankers, judges, and cops. Family, understand, the police was mafia. The police was gangsters. The police were thugs. They've always been that, and they still are today. Regardless of what you may think or say, they could say blue lives matter, but let's be real. We understand where police came from the underbelly. They came from gangsters in the street. We just talked about in the early 1800s, a lot of your Irish, right? Again, and let me continue to mention it's the Irish the ones started the KKK. So a lot of your Irish became police officers. A lot of them got into politics. A lot of them became firemen. A lot of these thugs and criminals, right? They as they got older, they put down their thuggery and they stepped right into politics, family. They built dynasties. They built empires. We couldn't even build grocery stores without being red zone, family. They had us occupied every which way you can think about it. The police, man, they were no more than thugs, gangsters. That's the contradiction of America, family, where organized crime was rebranded as ambition and black ambition was rebranded or redefined as organized crime. Think about that, family. There's no black organized crime. We're not allowed. Black people are not allowed to organize. Black people are not allowed to get in a group. We just weren't allowed. So again, family, for us to be the face of crime, for us to be the ghetto or ratchet, man, that wasn't us. That was never us. Let's keep it a buck. It was never us. It was always, always, always them. So family, in this episode, we're talking about gangsters. We're talking about gatekeepers, the men who built crime corporations, cut deals with City Hall, and then sold America the fantasy. They were just businessmen who broke a few rules. Think about that. That's the narrative. They're just businessmen who broke a few rules. That's the narrative they want to sell us. Meanwhile, the foundational black American, the descendant of the slave, the child of the sharecroppers, the workers locked out of the system, was made into a symbol of danger. So they got to parade around here as gangsters, mafia, live out their dreams, become big men on campus, become big men in the neighborhood, right? Control and occupy everything. All the while, we get blamed for everything. The media, yeah, they'll talk about a few. They'll talk about some things that they'll do, but mainly they were focused on us. They were focused on making sure black Americans, foundational black Americans, never rose to anything in this country. So they want to say we just lazy, but that's not us. We can't be lazy. We built this country. We got over 50,000 patents and inventions coming out of slavery. Stuff that people still, technology that people still use and benefit from today. I don't want to point no fingers and I don't want to say no names, but you can look right across the water and see who's lazy and who's not. I don't know too many lazy black Americans, you know. I don't know too many. All I know is people that know how to get it. I don't know too many lazy black Americans, you know. I don't know too many. All I know is people that know how to get it. We're doing it. We continue to do it. Let's just keep it a buck. We didn't bring the crime. The crime came on us. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Family, they got movies. We got mugshots. They got folklore. We got felonies. They broke laws and built legacies, family. We obeyed laws and got locked out of legacy. That's what happened to us, family. If you remember coming out of the 50s and the 60s, we were the most well-dressed, most married. Okay, 80% of foundational Black Americans in this country in the early 1950s and 60s were married. We had families. Men were in the home. Women were in the home. We raised well-mannered children, family. We just got tired. We were not the degenerates, family. We were the most well-respected people on the planet. They came and hollered at us. We didn't holler at them. They brought it to us. We didn't bring it to them. We were coming out, turning the other cheek, all that. We did everything right, family, and still got done wrong. Still got done wrong. We obeyed the laws and we still got locked out of legacy, family. So when they talk about that has existed since the Mayflower, since they first came and invaded this land. It's always been YT crime. Invaded this land. It's always been YT crime. Crime became a hate campaign against us. Because when they say crime doesn't pay, what they really meant to say is it didn't pay for us. This imported crime, this untold story of immigrations and FBA survival, that's what I'm here to talk about today. Okay? Let's get to the money and the myth right now. Family, we're going to continue this episode. I'm going to come back probably, if I don't come back tomorrow, definitely Friday. But we got a lot to talk about, family. I'm not even gonna, I'm on a little late already. I'm gonna get off this line, but I want you to understand I'm setting the stage. There was a promised lie that's been going on in this country. We were not the cause of it. We are the victims of it. That's what I'm here to prove. I'm not here to come with no victim mentality, because I'm a fighter. I'm gonna fight. And I'm a winner, so I'm gonna win too. I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna win, because that's what I do. I win. That's what our people do. We rise from nothing and become something. And then what they do is right before we can really get over that hump, they come in and knock us back down. So the world's been, and it's crazy. It's crazy that the world even thinks they can laugh at foundational Black Americans. We've done more than, let's keep it a buck, than most people in the world have done. We're that unique of a people. We're really that unique of a people. No one has ever gone through the struggle that we've gone through and still been here, still strong, and still the majority in this country. Ethnically, we are still the majority in this country, family. There's nobody bigger than us. There's nobody stronger than us. We can debate on who's smarter, right? We can debate on that. But I'm gonna tell you like this, family. We are the biggest. Nobody's bigger than us. Nobody's stronger than us. And I don't believe anybody's smarter than us collectively. I'll say it like that. I'll say we got some work to do. We got to get on code. We got to stand on business. We got to keep pushing the line. And we can't stop. I'll say this, we can do a whole lot more than what we're doing right now. Some of y'all need to cut that TV off and go to work. Some of y'all need to start building something. Some of y'all need to get with me in my Telegram and let's build, man. I'm looking for builders, man. I'm looking for people who want to win. I'm looking for people who want to do something significant for the lineage. Who has the mindset? Who has the mindset to raise up our lineage? Who has that mindset? That's who I want to connect with. I want to connect with people that want to do great things for our community and our people and our lineage. I think we have the most unique and special lineage on planet Earth. I don't think there's anybody greater than a foundational Black American. That's just my opinion. It's not Black supremacy. It's just I know the things that my lineage has gone through and what we've come out of, and I know that pressure makes you stronger. Who has been under the amount of pressure that Black Americans have been? Not many. Nobody. You can holler out small hats all you want to. They've never gone through what a foundation of Black Americans gone through. Never. Not once. We have handled an extreme amount of pressure that most people would have been unalive and never have come back from. And we still here. We still the biggest. We still got the most millionaires out of all the ethnic groups here in this country. We got over 3 million millionaires. 3 million. 3 million foundational Black American millionaires in this country. And we supposed to be at the bottom. That's very telling, family. We got 64% of us are in the middle class or rich. That's very telling, family. That's very telling. I'm just saying, man, you can't put us at, you can try your best to contain us. Right? But you're not going to stop us. You can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us, but you can't stop us. That's a fact. We're not going nowhere. You know, we're not letting nobody come up and just do what they want to do in our country or to our people. We're not. We don't take that. We don't play. We don't play. So I'm gonna say it like this, family. Listen, you either get completely out our way and let us do what we supposed to do, or you keep attacking us. And I'll tell you like this, we just getting stronger and stronger and stronger, because that's what the pressure does. Pressure makes you stronger. Nobody's been under the amount of pressure that a foundation of Black American has been under. So you can never be stronger than us. Your spirit and my spirit are just not the same. Your spirit and my spirit is just not the same. Matter of fact, we don't even pray to the same God. The foundation of Black American, we have a different God than anybody else on this planet. Guaranteed. Nobody worships anybody else on this planet. Guaranteed. Nobody worships the Most High. Black American. I haven't seen one. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you're talking about. You don't know God like foundation of Black Americans know God. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So family, the Black Hand to Black Scapegoat, the Mafia, the money, the media, the lies. We're going to unravel all that. Y'all stay tuned to part two of the episode 3. That's probably going to be like at least 5 or 6 parts to this, family, because we got to really take our time and go deep. So just understand this first part was just an introduction, but we got the meat coming in tomorrow. With that being said, family, peace, love, reparations, and the blockchain. Y'all take care. See y'all tomorrow or Friday.